Welcome to Moonshot Radio with your host, Dr. Nivea Torres.
Greetings and welcome to Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn. I'm your host, Nivea Torres, Executive Director of the Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, also known as KRC. Our vision is that all children in Indian River County will be ready for kindergarten. We proudly partner with the Moonshot Moment, who is transforming the next generation in Indian River County by having 90% of all students reading on grade level by the third grade. With me today in the studio is Ridgelys Beckwith. Ridgelys is a first-time mom from Vero Beach. Welcome, Ridgelys.
Thank you so much for having me.
I'm very excited to have you because we've been doing this show for almost a year now, and we've talked to a lot of local partners and organizations about kindergarten readiness and the importance of taking care of little ones. But this is the first time that we have a mom on the show.
Yes, I'm very excited to be here.
Well, thank you. Ridgelys, share with our audience a little bit about your connection to Vero Beach.
We moved as a family when I was about 12 in 2005, and I've lived here for my adolescence. We traveled down to visit my grandparents since I was 2 years old. And I left for a bit. And then when I was pregnant, I moved back halfway through my pregnancy because I wanted to raise my son here.
Raise your son here, right here in Vero Beach.
Yes.
So now you're a mom to Sterling. How old is Sterling?
5 months.
He's 5 months.
Yes.
And share with us a little bit, what has been the biggest surprise for you as a new mom?
That you have to let stuff go. I really strive for perfection most of the time, and you just have to go with the flow. A lot of stuff is not going to go the way that you want it to, and that's all right. He's happy, he's healthy, and we just take the challenges and make the best out of it and just let it go.
So you have to do a lot of adaptation, right?
Yes.
You have to adapt a lot and just take it one day at a time, because it's definitely different from the routine and the schedule that you had before the baby was born.
Yes, every day is a different schedule. We try to keep him on a schedule, but as his development changes, the schedule changes, and so no day is the same, which can be challenging, but it's amazing. He is learning how to sit right now. So we spend a lot of time when he is going through developmental stages, mastering that skill. So right now he spends a lot of time practicing his core muscles, getting nice little baby abs. And until he's mastered it, we don't want him to get frustrated in the crib or at his alone time when he should be resting, trying to master it. So we spend a lot of time figuring it out, letting him play, and it's been very interesting this week as he's also learned the dog is a thing.
Oh, wow.
It's no longer just the dog kind of walks by and maybe he notices. He's now starting to cry if the dog doesn't pay attention to him. So he's in the development stage that he can see smooth motion. It's not choppy. And it's been very fun this week to see him sit and try to get the dog over. Dog has no idea what he wants, but it's interesting to see the different week by week, day by day, his change.
And Ridgelys, I'm so happy that you mentioned developmental stages. That's one of the things that we really want to get across all parents. So you certainly are very keen on that. You understand that your child is developing and growing every day, and that you want to be able to give him the room to discover, to learn, and to go through that process. Like right now, he's learning to sit. So what else have you learned about these developmental stages so far?
The biggest challenge was his sleep in that developmental stage. He was not a good sleeper at all. He would be up every 2 hours for 40 minutes for the first 2 months of his life. And at the 4-month mark was when his sleep cycle changed from a 30-minute sleep cycle, which was 2-phase, to a 4-phase sleep cycle that adults have. So that was the biggest change, is that we finally got him to sleep a little bit more. We had to use a sleep consultant to help us because I read all the books and I was still very confused. And so I am a very big believer in, if I don't know, I will ask for help. I don't see any harm in it, or I'm not embarrassed by it. Good. And I had no idea how to help him sleep. So the sleep consultant came in, evaluated, and really helped us understand how his sleep cycles were affecting him and how he was up every 30, 40 minutes because that was his sleep cycle. And we needed to train him to go from one sleep cycle to the next without crying and screaming and wanting fed.
And how would you train him to go from one cycle to the other? What kinds of things would you do?
So we were originally using a pacifier, which a lot of people use, and there's no problem. But we were not successful in giving him back the pacifier if he was having an issue. We had him in a dark room, and if he would cry and we would try to put it back in his mouth, we, sometimes got the eyeball, trying to, in the dark, put it back in, which was definitely not making him happy. So we took the pacifier away just because we weren't able to implement it to help him. We started using sound machines to help because in the womb, it's very loud. So to go from as loud as a lawnmower to silent was also making him not so happy or comfortable. And we fully blacked out his room. And we let him cry just for a few minutes. We made sure he was okay. And soon enough, within 2 days, the crying went from 8 minutes down to 4 minutes, down to no time. And he just let it go through. We were picking him up and taking him so quickly that it would jar him back awake fully if he was just kind of, sometimes you move around in your sleep, so baby does too, and we just thought he needed something when he was perfectly content. So we just let him kind of work it out on his own, and he's learning so much so quickly, he got it in 2 days.
Ridgelys, two things strike me, and I know that our viewers and our listeners who are mommies, whether they're present mommies, past mommies, grandparents, are really enjoying this conversation because you're sharing a lot of information with us. First of all, the reassurance that you don't know everything and it's okay and you have to seek those answers. But in terms of this particular journey, the sleep journey with your little one, two things really strike me. The first one is recognizing that the sounds in the womb are different from the sounds outside of the womb.
Yes.
And that you have to recreate that sort of environment for your baby. And, that might be an aha for some people who might not be aware of that. And the second thing is normally our reaction when we hear our baby crying is to what? Immediately go react and to pick them up. But you tested this with your little one, right? So you let him cry for a little bit. You made sure that he was okay. And then slowly but surely the crying diminished.
Yes. We realized after talking to someone who has studied extensively with this, it's okay for the baby to cry. Not excessively. If we kind of did it at a scale. If he was wailing or screaming, we would help him. But if he was more of a whine, and after a while we understood his different cries, and there was definitely more of like a whiny, I don't really need you, but I want you.
Right.
And it was very tough, but we had to just let him figure it out on his own. And now, after monitoring and having to listen to the different cries, we can definitely understand what he's trying to communicate in his capacity of being able to communicate. That it's either that's a very angry cry and we need to go and check in on him versus I'm just waking up and like pay attention to me, come play with me, I'm bored. And it really made us reevaluate what he was trying to tell us instead of he's crying, he needs us right this second, drop everything.
Do you consider this experience your biggest challenge in deciphering sort of his sleeping pattern?
Between that and he had a tongue and lip tie, which did correlate to the sleeping issues. Okay. But between that was probably our biggest hurdle so far.
So talk to us about the tongue and lip issue and how you, as a mommy, sought answers to this.
So before I had Sterling, I had no idea what a tongue or lip tie was. And at the hospital, his pediatrician noticed a tongue tie. And so we had never really heard it, but we said, okay, let's get it fixed. And he ended up getting it clipped at 5 days old. And we thought nothing else of it. And then he was still having some issues. I couldn't breastfeed. And so I went and saw numerous doctors, talked to everyone, started taking as many supplements, anything I read on the internet, and it still wasn't working. And so we finally, when we were talking with the sleep consultant, we did a survey, and she mentioned to us, it sounds like he still has a tongue and lip tie. He was snoring a little bit, and with the unable to breastfeed, and he made a clicking sound when he ate. And she said, well, just go take him, get him evaluated. Something doesn't seem like it's adding up. And so we ended up taking him to a pediatric dentist who saw that he had still a posterior tie left and a or a lip tie that he had not been evaluated for before. So we got that lasered because there was less bleeding. He was 9 weeks old. So you can still do it with scissors, but a lot of people recommend doing the laser at that point. And it was a night and day difference. He was able to communicate a little better with his cooing, and he slept. That really did help us get the sleep because his tongue wasn't resting on the roof of his mouth. And then we discovered how common this really is, but it's not spoken much of. So we had never heard about it. You hear kind of a, their lip tied is thinking that, maybe they have a little bit of a speech impediment or something, but I didn't realize the extent of what it really is and how common it is. It's between 4 and 11% of babies are born with it. But often, I guess, back, 50, 60 years ago, midwives just had a long fingernail and would just clip it in the hospital. No big deal. Nothing was said.
Wow.
And then when formula and bottles came, no one really fixed it. And now there's a resurgence of taking care of it because people really want to breastfeed, and they've noticed the challenges later down that can affect it.
Ridgelys, we're learning so much about your journey and your experience. We're going to take a break to hear from our sponsors, and we will be right back.
At the Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, our vision is for every parent, regardless of income or zip code, to have the knowledge and tools they need to raise healthy children that are prepared for kindergarten. Our mission is to support our partners in developing a high-quality early childhood system that is family-centered. Our outreach and parent engagement specialists connect with families and build trusted relationships. KRC has chosen Fellsmere and Gifford as our two focus areas in Indian River County. Our Fellsmere office is located downtown in the city annex, and our New Gifford office is located within Victory Park Apartments. Our administrative offices are now located adjacent to Healthy Start and Treasure Coast Community Health in Vero Beach. The Kindergarten Readiness Collaborative, developing a high-quality early childhood system for all children in Indian River County.
Everyday activities are great for finding moments for talking and teaching new words. Babies' brains grow 80% in the first 18 months of life. As parents and your baby's first teacher, you can help build their brain with language and literacy skills. Involve the whole family. Ask questions. The more words babies hear, the larger their vocabulary can grow. Support early childhood education by talking, reading, singing, and family engagement. This message has been brought to you by PNC Grow Up Great and the Florida Grade Level Reading Campaign.
From anniversaries to birthdays, even just a romantic night out, Blue Star in downtown Vero is the perfect restaurant to celebrate any occasion with delicious food and spectacular drinks. Enjoy background music, chic decor, and unmatched customer service while enjoying entrees like seared scallops, grilled lamb chops, and succulent ribeye steak. Open Tuesday through Saturday from 5 p.m. to close. Call for reservations and look us up on Facebook. Blue Star of Vero, mixing good food with great company.
Looking for a change? How about Renaissance? Visit Renaissance Senior Living and see what La Vida Bella means in Vero. Convenient to downtown and Miracle Mile at 2100 10th Avenue, US 1. Offering 36 apartments for our assisted living residents to live the good life close to everything in Vero. We have 24 apartments for memory care residents, a secure and safe space for those living with dementia and Alzheimer's issues. Stay connected to your loved ones' lives and find new friends to share your life with. RenaissanceVeroBeach.com to find out more.
This year, let the professionals at Premier Landscape Solutions enhance your property's curb appeal. Our expert design team can help turn your tired landscaping into the perfect backyard and create a customized care plan that will keep your property looking great year-round. 772-925-0030. Visit our website at VeroBeachLandscaping.com. From bare bones to beautiful, let us transform your space today.
We don't make excuses, we make results. Premier Landscape Solutions.
17 people are dead on the tracks. Where is Governor DeSantis? There are no state regulations for trains going faster than 80, and Virgin trains will go over 100 miles an hour through our towns. No regulations. The Florida Alliance for Safe Trains is asking you to contact local officials and the governor and say, make them safe. Go to our Facebook page, Florida Alliance for Safe Trains, or our website and get more information. Call the governor today.
The Green Marlin. Check out their specials all week long. Like Monday, buy a salad bar, get one free, 11 to 3. After 4, get a whole Maine lobster, $16.95 while they last. Wednesday night is Buck a Shuck. Dollar oyster nights from 4 to 7. Prime rib dinners every Thursday through Saturday while they last. The Green Marlin, the biggest and best all-you-can-eat Sunday brunch, too. Family-friendly seafood and more, $14.75 US 1 in Vero. A fresh experience. Go where the locals go.
We're back to Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn. I'm your host, Nivea Torres, and with me today in the studio is Ridgelys Beckwith. She's a first-time mom from Vero Beach. And Ridgelys, welcome back.
Oh, thank you.
We're learning so much about your journey in becoming a new mom. Share with us, what advice would you have liked to have gotten before becoming a mom, Ridgelys? And in hindsight, you think about it now.
Ask for help.
Ask for help.
No one can help you if you don't ask for it. And I think at first I was trying to do everything myself, and I was exhausted and I was not able to function properly. And I feel like, you know, with all the social media, everything you see is all these perfect mommies and everyone doing everything. And no, it really takes a village. You need to ask for help if you need it, and you can't just assume someone's gonna know what type of help you need. So I wish people were more open with explaining how much to ask if you need something. For a long time, at first I was like, I don't really want to ask and sound like I can't do it. But I did. I needed to shower. I needed to take care of myself and get back to a standard of hygiene when I was sleep deprived and everything. And I think that was a big thing no one talked about. And I wish that someone had told me to ask for the help. There's a lot of people who are willing to help. And that I finally understood. And now I'm, will tell my husband if I need something, or my mom, or anyone who's willing to help. I accept it gracefully and really appreciate it, because it is really hard. I wouldn't give it up for anything, but you see a lot of on the social media and on Facebook and everywhere else that all this perfection, that it's just a glimpse for 1 second to take a nice photo.
Of course, that's not the truth.
It's a lot different.
That's not what happens behind the scenes. Thank you for being very candid in saying that. Definitely ask for help, and you need time to take care of yourself so that you can take care of your baby and nurture him and take care of your family as well. So I think that's great advice. What have you found is the biggest joy in becoming a new mom?
His laugh. When I get him laughing, there's nothing better. That, you know, he's happy, he's healthy, he's doing his thing. But once you get that little tickle and he's just laughing, there's nothing better.
That's awesome to hear, Ridgelys. And I know that you're taking the steps to really incorporate reading into your daily routine. So share with our viewers and listeners, because we like to promote reading from early on here in our show. What are you doing with Sterling?
We read every night at least. I got a little tired of all the children's books, all the, 4 or 5 page books. So we read novels to him. We're not, we only get 1 or 2 pages a night. So right now we're reading Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, how wonderful.
Because I need to enjoy it as much as he does. If it's the same thing and I'm bored, I'm not going to engage and interact with him as much as reading something that is enjoyable. So that's how we incorporate at least every night before nap time. If he is not really tired, we'll read him a few pages. And it's worked for us because it's one book that will last 2-3 months.
Yes.
And then we can move on to the next one. And we're not going through so many children's books that eventually get bored and tired of. And so that's how it's worked for us.
I love that idea. I just love it. I think that's a great idea. And ultimately, the important thing is that you're bonding with your baby and that your baby is hearing language early on. He's hearing your voice.
Yes.
He's hearing daddy's voice. He's hearing the voices of other family members, and he's developing vocabulary early on. And that's what we definitely want to promote. So Alice in Wonderland right now is the favorite.
Yes. And we've had a little bit of everyone start reading to him. And so he gets a difference in making sure that it's not just me reading to him before he falls asleep or just my husband. So we get grandma to do it. We get sister to do it, brother to do it. So we all read and get involved. And it's been very fun and a little more interactive having a real novel to kind of teach him the language than some of the other children's books that are very cute, but just, I love you and this. And so we've found it to be much more fun and interactive as we go from bath time into bedtime routine. To just read something a little out of the box for a baby.
That sounds wonderful, Ridgelys. Ridgelys, do you have any ideas about how other moms can support other moms? Here in Vero Beach, that's something that we definitely want to promote, and we're doing this right now, having you on the show, and people are listening to your advice. But you said ask for help, and that's really important.
Yes.
So how can other moms come together and support each other? What ideas do you have?
There's a lot of social media that you can get in touch with. There's a few Vero Beach mom groups that it's very easy to get in touch with locals. There are a few classes. I know the Museum of Arts has something. Just try to get out there, leave your house, which I know is hard.
Yes. Try to connect with others. And like you said, seek help. So I think we definitely have the potential for more conversations, Ridgelys. You've been a natural, and I would like to invite you to come back and start a conversation with us. Maybe we'll call it Baby Talk.
Of course.
Maybe we'll have a segment. But I think it's really important for mommies to hear what's happening and listening about your own personal journey. Thank you for joining me today on Moonshot Radio.
Thank you for having me.
And until next time, this has been Moonshot Radio, where every moment is an opportunity to learn.